Hello again, everyone. Zack Attack is here in my WWE Raw review for Monday, July 18th, 2016. Not only is this the final Raw before Battleground, but more importantly, this is the last Raw with everybody on the same show, because tomorrow night it's, of course, the WWE Draft happening. I didn't make a Raw review last week because I was at a concert. So they named the commissioners, which are both Stephanie and Shane. And tonight, they announced the GMs as we head towards the draft. They announced some other things happening for the draft when it comes to picks, the involvement of NXT, but the return of the division full time after we've seen it on a certain WWE Network show. But what brand will it be on? But he's even more subtitle. The main event ended amid controversy, which will probably be addressed on the SmackDown draft show. But all in all, decent show for the go-home show before Battleground. More importantly, go-home show before the draft. Okay matches, decent action. Crowd in, of course, Rhode Island at the Dunkin' Donuts Center. One of the worst names for the arena. Almost as bad as Little Caesars Arena here in Detroit. That's going to be happening. Crowd was okay. Crowd was okay weak. It was good for main event, but that was about it. Got a little scratch on my eye. I don't know how it got there. Maybe a mosquito bite. I don't know. Something rubbed me with my eye. Let's get down to how we started Raw with both Shane and Stephanie coming out to announce both their GMs for both Raw and SmackDown. Now, Stephanie picked a very interesting choice for the Raw brand, for her GM. It's somebody who is a legend, a hardcore one. In the WWE Hall of Famer, of course, referring to Mick Foley. You got yin and yang here. You got the evil bad girl, Stephanie McMahon, the heel, hiring herself a babyface GM. It's kind of like weird. Like Stephanie could have picked like a bad guy GM, like her husband, who we haven't seen since Mania. So, or it could be John Law. Not necessarily the bad guy GM, but went for the good guy GM. Like I said, yin and yang. Even Shane questioned Mick Foley's involvement. The fact is, even though Foley's a good guy GM, he's looking for a bad guy in a commission like Stephanie. And Mick Foley is a former commissioner. So, there you go. Well, Shane named his GM. Now, his GM actually got leaked over the weekend. Would they change it? No. The new GM for SmackDown, linked or not, it's awesome. Yes, yes, yes. It's Daniel Bryan. It's cool to see Daniel Bryan still be involved in WWE on a non-wrestling involvement. First, he's the commentator of the CWC, which I love about it. I love that tournament. Love the first episode. I reviewed it a little bit on the most recent Attack Sports. Love him more and L being commentators. So, very looking forward to more episodes. And speaking of the Cruiserweight division, in general, Triple H said in an interview doing Brachiology that the Cruiserweight division, this is not a one-off thing when it comes to the CWC. I think CWC should be a one-off every year, but when it comes to the Cruiserweight division, brought back full-time. And that's exactly what's going on. They are bringing back the Cruiserweight division full-time as a Raw exclusive. Not a SmackDown exclusive where it was when the brand extension first happened in 2002. Yes, SmackDown had the Cruiserweights. It made stars out of Rey Mysterio, Billy Kidman, Jamie Noble, Tajiri, among many others who made their mark in the Cruiserweight division on SmackDown. So it's intriguing that it's on Raw. It's a Raw exclusive. There's still a lot of questions to be answered when it comes to what other titles and other divisions are exclusive when it comes to Women's Championship and, of course, the tag. But we did get some clues involving when it comes to draft picks. Raw will get the first pick. And for every 2 picks SmackDown gets, Raw gets 3 because it's 3 hours. Tag teams are drafted together unless used under discretion of the GM and commissioner wanting one member of the team, or in one team's case, decides to split up before the draft. Into right Lucha Dragons, who will be drafted individually. But the biggest caveat of all, 6 NXT talent will be drafted. I'm guessing 3 each. 3 from Raw, 3 to Raw, 3 to SmackDown. Of course, the biggest rumors, American Alpha, Finn Balor finally, Shinsuke Nakamura, Bayley, among others who could be drafted to Raw or SmackDown from the 6 in NXT. Those 4 logical picks. Even Bayley and Shinsuke both rumoredly advertised to involve themselves in big-time matches at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 2, which, if they do get drafted, could be the final NXT matches. Because Kevin Owens was on the main roster when he was in NXT Brooklyn 1. Same with Sasha. She was in NXT Brooklyn 1, and she was on the main roster. So, like, what happened if Bayley or Shinsuke or Finn, for that case, does get drafted, which is pretty likely, especially Balor finally coming in. So, see who goes and who goes where tomorrow when it comes to NXT people. So, at least they figured some stuff out. There's a lot of stuff to be handled when it comes to tags, some championships. I said this when this happened. IC and US Championship should be separate brands. IC should be on Raw, US on SmackDown, or the opposite. So there you go. In the first matchup, a tag team affair. Before we get to that, you had a lot of smack talking between the GMs and commissioners. Very long segment. It was an interesting, fun segment. Especially Shane's making fun of Stephanie, saying that she had to marry Triple H to stay relevant. Well, Daniel did. Because Daniel and Stephanie's rivalry still continues over the authority feud with Daniel back in 2014. So, last match talking with these 4. And last match talking backstage as well. In a little match and doing the main event as well. Now on to our first matchup. Sami Zayn and Cesaro. It's interesting Cesaro is not in a big feud at Battleground, yet Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens are in a big match this Sunday. If they get drafted separately, it'll be the last match in general. And Jericho's involvement in Battleground is to be involved in the highlight reel with the return of Randy Orton, who is scheduled, that's the key word right now, scheduled to take on Brock Lesnar. Depends on what goes on with his whole anti-doping thing. He got caught like Jones. But he said it was an asthma inhaler. Or asthma medication. That's what he said. So on to our next, like I said, this match, great opening matchup between these 4 great guys. It's interesting to see who's going to go where. I think Owens should be a Raw guy. Sami should be a SmackDown guy. Cesaro's a Raw guy. Hello, Cesaro wears red t-shirts. So it'll be interesting if Cesaro goes on the SmackDown. And has to change his colors. So I know it's his flag from his country. So I think he should stay on Raw because he wears red. So that's what I think. And Sami's more of a fun, colorful guy. Because SmackDown had a fun, colorful people. Like Rey Mysterio's and all them. So that's why I think Sami Zayn could be a good fit for SmackDown. And Owens is the great Raw heel. And at least keep Owens and Sami separated. You gotta keep them separated. Despite Sami getting isolated early on by the onslaught attack of both Owens and Jericho working together for once, not turning their back on each other, specifically Owens. Because Owens is bad with tag team partners, as we've seen in the past. Sami got the big hot tag in. This is all coming in, teasing the neutralizer, but at least getting the Sharingan with Chris Jericho. Before Owens blocked it off. And Owens is such a badass again. There was one funny spot when Sami got distracted by Owens, got nailed, and then Owens did like a funny pose next to pummeled Sami up against the rope. Owens is like, Owens is funny and a fucking badass. I've always applauded Owens as a heel. And with him on a separate brand, he could shine a lot more and get more exposure instead of being clustered in with a lot of talent. That's the only positive about the draft, about people getting separated. It gives people more. It gives a lot of people who are getting lost in the shuffle, like Breezango, the Ascension. Please, whoever drafts the Ascension, please fucking push them, please. They fucking need it. They need to be resurrected, big time. Because they're really lost in the motherfucking shuffle. For over a year now. I don't care what brand they're on. Please fucking do something with them. Please. It's my opinion. Anywho, so this is Toga almost after the swing. Zayn got in. Big nasty moves. Going for the Luva kick a couple times and then Joker cut him off. But then Cesaro got in. Like I said, he got the swing, but Owens broke it up. And Zayn got himself in again. Going for a pin on Jericho, but then Joker got distracted a little bit. Got rolled up by Zayn. 1, 2, 3 victory for Sami Zayn and Cesaro getting the victory. With Owens not getting pinned. At least they're saving one pinning the other for the match at Battleground on Sunday. So it's interesting. Cesaro's not a big feud at Battleground. He's such a great guy. Especially heading towards the draft. You know, he should have been a big feud. He should have been the one to be the number 1 contender for the Intercontinental Championship at Battleground instead of who we did get. Darren Young. He's the new number 1 contender. You know, I liked him. You know, and he's he's probably the only openly gay wrestlers in WWE, which is awesome. You know, proud of it. He's proud of it. You know, he was getting part-time players, but he's getting a big singles push. But, you know, he had all those vignettes. And his first major match was a Battle Royal. He had no build-up to it. You didn't know when he was coming. He just came and he won by default after Apollo Crews and Baron Corbin eliminated each other at the end of the Battle Royal last week. So with no build at all, Darren Young gets an IC Championship match. That's why Cesaro should have gotten it. But Darren Young's probably going to lose, despite momentum on his side, doing his one-on-one match against WWE. With Miz and ringside commentating with Mendes, who will be drafted together, from what I've heard from Miz. Didn't want to separate himself and his wife. They're a pair. Then his first singles match is his first singles match since returning. It was okay. You know, we didn't see a lot. It was very short, especially when Del Rio got distracted by Miz. Miz got on the apron at one point. He got knocked off by Del Young. It almost capitalized on it. Del Rio almost capitalized on it. But then Miz got involved again. Del Rio knocked off into Miz, caused him to get pinned by Darren Young. And the 1, 2, 3 victory for Darren Young, with individual help from his opponent at Battleground, The Miz. So, they got nothing against Darren Young, but his push, it's not getting a lot of build to it. There's no hype to it. They're not doing anything to help. Like the Miz TV last week on SmackDown, it helped, but not exactly. You know, even Miz said it best when he showed the highlight reel of Darren Young's career. There was nothing when it comes to him as a singles wrestler. So it's like, Shipments is all wrong. But we'll get this done and done, and maybe we'll finally get this all a chance to shine when he gets affected to a separate brand. Now, on to our next affair. We have a 12-man tag involving men will be involved in separate 6-man tags at Battleground. And if you notice, like, we only had like maybe 1 or 2 singles matches tonight. We had a lot of tags tonight, including this 12-man, involving the members of the Wyatts, the New Day, who will both face each other in a 6-man tag, and the other 6-man tag involved in this 12-man tag, Cena and Enzo and Cass, and the Club. But before that, we had Cena coming out to talk, because he hasn't had much interaction with Enzo and Cass, because he's been doing other things, including killing it at the ESPYs. He was awesome, by the way. I said in my Tech Sports last week. And he come out talking about this match, not just tonight, but also at Sunday, and Enzo and Cass came out. And Cena got lost in translation, not understanding Enzo's jib and jab. But Cena could understand, probably would understand Enzo's poem we gave on the internet about politics. That was awesome, by the way. That proves that Enzo's not just a goofy guy. He can be a serious guy, too. You know, that poem was awesome. Probably a lot of people have seen it, but if you haven't seen it yet, find that promo that he did backstage at the CWC. Which, as I said earlier, I love the CWC. Can't wait to see more episodes. So as Cena was interacting with Enzo and Cass trying to make sense of what Enzo's saying, which probably a lot of people probably ask the same question too, but he's Enzo, that's why he's awesome. And he's a certified G and a bona fide stud, and you can't teach that. You can't teach being over. Hell, they're more over than Cena! I heard the loudest John Cena sucks in a while. Because since he came back, the John Cena sucks has been not as loud as it usually was. Because they hate Reigns now. But if Reigns is suspended for another week, the punching bag Super Cena. So then the New Day came out to interact with Enzo and Cass and Cena. And Xavier made a Pokemon Go reference. At least it was not as forced as Mo Ranallo using a Pokemon Go reference on SmackDown last week. Because Xavier's a real gamer, as we know. Especially they said it on the Did You Know graphic earlier in the evening. A lot of people know that Xavier does the up, up, down, down, which is a good channel. Enough of the cheap plugs. Cheap plugging network. Cheap plugging Pokemon Go. Cheap plugging Xavier's YouTube channel. None of that. It seemed got lost in the shuffle. Especially when they was naming Pokemon. Then the Wyatts came out. They were up to start our 12-man tag. Kind of collect the match, but hey, you want to get all these guys involved in a match. You had a lot of interesting showdowns at once with Strowman and Cass at one point, getting it on, and Big E and Strowman. But going to amp that matchup up, especially in their 6-man tag this Sunday. They'll probably save an tag team title match for SummerSlam. If they don't separate both the Wyatts and the New Day during the draft tomorrow. So, there you go. With a lot of action back and forth. We had a little brawl early on. Cena trying to go for his You Can't See Me move. Of course, the Final Knuckle Shuffle. A lot of high-flying action. Even Xavier got some big moves. But Bray and Cena got it on. We've got real, kind of like, we're reimagining their feud back in 2014 before Ray got buried a little bit. They tried to regain momentum. So up and down with him, as we know. Maybe him and the brand could help him too. And make his Wyatt family dominant. Especially that video last week, the brawl between them and New Day. Final deletion whip-off is what he called it. It's just the timing was weird. You know, it was probably taped before the TNA thing. But just the timing was just off. It made WWE feel like they're copying TNA. Set up the opposite, which TNA's done before. Copy WWE. So anyway, we had all the finishers. We had, you know, Bray going for Sister Abigail, Trouble in Paradise from Kofi. Everyone was laying out. But he ain't came with Enzo and AJ with the legal guys. And Gallows Anderson got involved, especially with the stretching of Enzo. As Enzo got pushed inadvertently into Cena. Cena was on the apron. And as AJ was pushing Enzo, Cena was on the apron. And AJ literally pushed Enzo inadvertently against Cena. Which would help AJ capitalize on that by delivering the Styles Clash in a 1-2-3 victory for the club and the Wyatts. We'll see if the club is dominant this Sunday over Cena and his friends. At least they're giving Enzo and Cass something to do. Even though they're aligned with Cena and are more over than Cena, they get more cheers than Cena. It is interesting, and hopefully they capitalize on it and don't get buried. It doesn't matter if you're aligned with Cena or you're against Cena. You might get buried by him. Hopefully it won't hurt anybody. You know, hopefully this whole match won't bury either Enzo and Cass or the club. Or both. But somebody might get buried. But hopefully the club, after they're done beating up Enzo and Cass, guess what they're going to do? Beat up John Cena! I like that. That was funny. Thank you, Peanut Gallery. So after that matchup, on to our next scenario. Baron Corbin against Sin Cara. Blink and miss matchup. You know, typical squasher, despite Sin Cara coming with some big high-flying moves. It was, like I said, quick blink and miss squasher with Sin Cara coming in and getting caught by Baron with the end of the days, 23. Corbin wins. He might be a SmackDown guy. They need a heel for a brand. Like, Kevin should be the big guy, the big bad guy for Raw, next to Rollins. And Baron should be a SmackDown heel. And just beating up on Sin Cara. Here comes Kalisto to make the save. Even though these two are going to be drafted separately, and are no longer a tag team, they're going to remain friends. And they're probably going to be separated in the draft. Instant Call should be SmackDown guy, and Kalisto should be a Raw guy. Unless they're both dropped in the same brand, especially Raw, because Raw's the Cruiserweight division. With that being said, are they going to bring back the Cruiserweight Championship? They probably will. If they're going to bring back the division, bring back the championship as well to Raw. And Kalisto should be the star of it. I thought he'd be a SmackDown guy, because SmackDown was the home of Rey Mysterio. But with Raw being the home of Cruiserweights, Kalisto could be a Raw guy. And could be a vocal point. And a highlight the division. Instead of being US champion and feuding with freaking Ryback, you can feud with people from the CWC. Like Sean Maluda, who was awesome in the losing effort against Kota Ibushi, who's one of my faves in the tournament. Zack Sabre Jr. is a favorite too. Can't wait to see his first round match. Seriously, I love the CWC. Now on to the next affair, women's tag. Sasha Banks and Becky Lynch against Charlotte and Dana Brooke. Wait a minute. Are we going to get this match at Battleground? Well, Sasha is teaming up with somebody. Not Becky, because she's got a match against Natalya at Battleground. Against Becky, former enemies, Dana and Charlotte. So, interesting women's tag, and it's screwy, but hey, we should have guessed it. Because this same match with a different partner for Sasha is going to happen Sunday. So, a little action there, but I knew in my heart that Natalya would get involved. Which he did. She knocked out Becky after a good offense, taking in Sasha with some big moves. And with that distraction from the outside of Natalya attacking Becky, match got called off. The beatdown was on as Becky got carried out by Natalya. Dana and Charlotte capitalized by attacking Sasha, and her opponent did not show up. Her opponent will either show up on SmackDown or on the pay-per-view itself. Now, I said Paige could be a partner, but there's a lot of people thinking it's gonna be Bayley. I think Sasha said on Twitter or said to somebody, Bayley's not a partner. Either she's telling the truth or lying to make sure it doesn't get leaked out that Sasha's gonna be teaming with Bayley. Because Bayley could be drafted, like I mentioned, as one of the 6 NXT talent to be traded to the main roster during the draft tomorrow. So, there you go. I still think Paige, but it'd be awesome to see Bayley to team up with Sasha. Awesome. We'll see how they go. But at least it'll save us a one-on-one Sasha-Charlotte match to where it should be at Battleground. Where the triple threat should be, too. But it's not. Between the Shield members. Now on to our next matchup, a tag team matchup involving Sheamus and the Bulgarian Brute Rusev being accompanied by Lana needs to be used a lot more, man. You know, she was a big part of Rusev's success when he was the U.S. champion the first time. Although she's looking as ravishing as always, especially looking hot in camouflage. She should have saved that outfit for Battleground Sunday. Maybe she's got a different outfit for that. Of course, they teamed up against Dolph Ziggler and Rusev's opponent this Sunday for the U.S. Championship, former U.S. Champion and former IC Champion, Zack Ryder, with a remix theme of Radio. I kind of like the new version of Radio. Makes it more heavier, instead of more poppy like the original was. So, decent little tag. Rusev and Sheamus still have the little issue, especially they were on the League of Nations together. But they teamed up valiantly against both Dolph and Ryder. Ryder wanted a piece of Rusev, and so did Rusev wanted a piece of Ryder. Especially Ryder screwing Rusev in a match last week on SmackDown against Dolph Ziggler. So, there you go. After Zack Ryder coming with some big moves, including the Broski Poo at one point, Ziggler got in, even got a famous at one point on Rusev. But then with a distraction from Sheamus, Rusev came back with some high-flying moves. Big nasty kick to the back of Ziggler's head, leading up to the accolade and the tap out of Ziggler, with Sheamus and Rusev in the victory. I love you, Ryder. I'm a big Ryder fan ever since the big push was on back in 2011. But sad to say this, Ryder, and I'm a fan. And I would love you to get pushed a lot more. But I got 2 words for you. Rusev Crash! He's been looking like a badass, even though, yes, he lost against Ziggler, but his tantrum was interesting. Maybe look like a wussy, but still. He's still a Bulgarian brute. He'll show it this Sunday against Ryder. Love you, Ryder, but you're going to get crushed. You have a good showing. You're going to have a good effort. But you're probably going to lose. Now on to our main event. Not often we see this anymore on Raw. Nor SmackDown for that matter. A WWE Championship match. Well, it's no longer the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, leading to a separate title. We could have a World Championship again. Basically 2 belts again. Have a Raw title and a SmackDown title. I said that when the draft was first announced a couple months back. So, this leads towards that scenario happening. But we have the main event for that championship. Dean Ambrose against Seth Rollins. 1-on-1 before the triple threat against Roman Reigns. Even without Reigns, they're doing a great job of booking this feud. Because they can build a feud up with one guy missing. They can do that with part-timers like Lesnar and Taker. Do feuds around them even though they're not there all the time. And they can still do that, and they have done that valiantly without Reigns being there full time serving a suspension. And I like the promos that both guys did last week and also tonight. With Rollins shooting it from an empty arena, kind of resembling the Shield entrance back in the day, and also Ambrose's promo looked like an old-time gorilla type Shield promo back in the day. So the guys hyped for this matchup with all the GMs and commissioners for both Raw and SmackDown at ringside to watch Raw Ultra Championship match, which was a fun one, proving that these two guys are gonna literally carry the fuck out of Reigns this Sunday. They're the better wrestlers here. They're more fake and more better wrestlers than Reigns. Reigns is just a fucking brute, a goon with just 4 moves of doom. See, let's get the 5 moves of doom. What do we call? How many numbers of moves for doom for Reigns? 4 moves of doom? 2 moves of doom? Maybe 3 moves of doom. The drive-by, Superman punch, and the spear. The 3 moves of doom. Well, 4 moves if you call it Samoan drop part of it too. So anyway, fun championship match. Very long. Great action. Great party outside. I'm glad GMs did not get involved in the matchup. They were just there to spectate. No one screwed anybody. Well, maybe somebody did. But we'll see. We have towards the ending. My favorite spots was when they were going for a superplex at one point. Actually, I think it was like Rollins was going for the pedigree. Ambrose pulled out of it, going for a lunatic clothesline. But then Ambrose got caught by Rollins going for a top turnbuckle powerbomb. But then Ambrose landed safely on top of Rollins' neck for the dirty deeds. That was a great sequence. Awesome sequence. A lot of near falls. These guys are just beating the crap out of each other. Various situations with these two guys putting on a great matchup, great action. But the ending left a lot to be desired, leaving Raw to end with a question mark, then a definitive finish to go before the draft. So the finish came after Rollins was setting up a superplex of some sort, but then the referee got knocked down. I was like, we're going to have a screwy ending. So I should have thought we were going to have a screwy finish because of the triple threat happening Sunday, which should have a definitive finish because that match is no DQ, no countout. Triple threat. Triple threat rules. So if referee knocked out, Seth Rollins was going for the superplex, which he nailed. But then both men got pinned out of that. The momentum of both guys landing from that superplex. Both guys landed for a pin. Referee got back up. 1, 2, 3. Both shoulders were down. When we saw one angle, we did not see a replay angle. From the angle they had with Ambrose's shoulders down, Ambrose's shoulders, his elbows and shoulders were down, but right before 3, his right elbow lifted off a little bit before the 3. So with both men's shoulders down, we didn't see an angle on Rollins at one point. We didn't see if Rollins' other arm was down either. We only saw one angle. So both men were down. There was a little bit of confusion. Stephanie was raising the hand of Rollins, and she named Rollins the winner. and the new WWE Champion. Little payback on Ambrose for cashing in on him at Money in the Bank. I've said it before, I say it again. Rollins should not have been cashed in on. Ambrose should have cashed in on Reigns. My only complaint about the entire sequence at Money in the Bank. Awesome sequence, should have been Reigns getting cashed in on. But he's only been cashed in on so many times at Money in the Bank. Cashed in on by Rollins at Mania last year. Cashed in on by Sheamus at Survivor Series last year. So, didn't want to get screwed over Money in the Bank again. But he should have, though. That one time. So, this could lead to a lot of situations. Especially this will probably be addressed tomorrow night on the draft episode of SmackDown Live. Will we have a rematch between these two guys before Battleground? Or will this be the setup for the separate titles? I said that both guys got pinned, and I also said earlier that they're rumoredly going to have both brands having a championship, especially after the slight quiet renaming of the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, calling it just the WWE Championship, setting up the World Championship to come back. This could be the setup point to bring back a second championship. What we're going to do, having a best out of two, it'll be interesting. Make the triple threat best 2 out of 3 falls. One guy win the WWE Championship, and one guy win the World Heavyweight Championship. We've only seen that one time before, as I know of. Triple threat match, best 2 out of 3 falls. One falls for the first title, second falls for the second title. Chris Jericho, Chris Benoit, and Kurt Angle at WrestleMania 2000. They had a best 2 out of 3 fall triple threat match. First fall was for the IC Championship. Second fall was for the European Championship. So that could be interesting if they decided to go that route. Have a triple threat match. It doesn't matter what brand they're on. What brand they get drafted on, it doesn't matter. One gets the WWE Championship. The second falls for the World Championship. And one guy from each brand should win. Like a Raw guy should win the WWE Championship. SmackDown should win the WWE World Heavyweight Champion. Or vice versa. So who knows what they're going to do. But it'll probably be addressed on SmackDown. So we end Raw amid controversy. An ending Raw, the final Raw before the Battleground and before the draft. Not with a definitive finish, but with a question mark. But it'll probably be addressed, definitely has to be addressed on SmackDown. It could be, like I said, a setup for a second title. And it could make the triple threat match best 2 out of 3 falls, with the first fall being for one championship, second fall for the other. I'm just thinking out of my head. So, we'll see what they do. And with that in mind, you've been attacked by the review from Zach. Are we only reviewing Raws? I'm going to review Raws always, but I'm not going to review SmackDowns. Because SmackDown's on Tuesdays. I have trivia nights on Tuesdays. So I won't make any live SmackDown reviews. But I'll probably make like thought videos of SmackDown. And I'll definitely make a thought video of the draft. My thoughts on the draft and who got drafted who. I'll make a thoughts video probably sometime Wednesday. And I will not be watching Battleground live. I'll miss the first hour because I'm at a gig that ends at 9. So there won't be a full-on review of Battleground. I'll probably just talk about it in bits and pieces on either or both the Attack Sports, if I make one next Monday, or my Raw review next week. So there you go. Once again, with that in mind, you've been attacked by the review from Zach. Thank you so much. See you later. Too sweet to you. Boom. Yeah.